Okay, so for this one, go through these three options that's given on the document. So just run through it and then we can go back to the passage and choose the topic sentence, right? So we are still continuing our activity on the identification of the basic components in the development of a paragraph, which includes topic sentence, right? So that is what we are doing now. Option A is the optical density of milk is higher than a sugar water solution, right? That's the first one. This phenomena, which is popularly known as Tyndall effect, which can be used to differentiate easily the two liquids based on the nature of their constituent particles, so on and so forth. It's not a complete sentence, but the gist of it is given. C, it is observed that the path of light beam cannot be seen while it is passing through the solution, right? These are the three ones. Now you can read the passage. And the task is to find out which among the three options that you have read would be considered the topic sentence. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Right.
I think it will be the second one, ma'am.
Mm, yeah, it could be the second one, right? Because what do you think the reason would be? Because anyway, this is and nothing here is talking extensively about colloidal solution, right?
Yes.
Because I'm also trying to show you how, you can construct a topic sentence. Like in this case, do you feel that not do you feel, do you see that the topic sentence doesn't appear anywhere in the beginning or anything, right? It is towards the end of, it's not the last sentence, but yeah, almost towards the end of the topic sentence. Sorry, of the paragraph, right? um, Even if you're not very careful about the position and all that, but someone tells you to pick out the topic sentence, the first thing you'll be asking is what is the paragraph about, right? It's certainly not about the optical density of milk or sugar or anything, right? It's nothing about that. C, observe the path of light beam cannot be seen while it is passing through the solution. Even that is more of an observation. So observations can only be say marked as concluding statements. They don't usually become the topic sentence, right? So the B, which one, the one that you see it, basically this paragraph is about what? If somebody asks you what is the topic, then the idea here is to talk about what? Tyndall effect, right? So that is the whole of that paragraph is constructed in order to bring you to this point of Tyndall effect. That's the main point that's being discussed. All
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We move to the next one, second one. So small one. You can read this here. So same thing, go through the options first, and then you can go back to the excerpt.
I think it will be the first one, ma'am.
Yeah, an angiographic procedure is generally a safe and painless procedure, right? Because most of it is the rest of the sentences all are going to talk about this only, right? If you um if see if I am to choose the second one, then what would be wrong? If I say there are few risks associated with the process, if that is what I'm going to choose, then what do you think would be the problem? Are all the rest of the sentences about that? Then the immediate sentence after that, yes. But how about the last one? However, these side effects are temporary and can be treated. Not really, right? But all the three, there are few risks associated with the process where, while it is common to notice some bruising. And the last sentence, however, these side effects are temporary. All the three can be tied to the first sentence. It's possible, right? So this is also one of the methods in cases where topic sentences are not really clear. You will have to look for that sentence. Okay, so look at it this way. How do you check for topic sentence, or how do you decide whether something can be topic sentence? You check if what is being told in that sentence is seen in every other sentence, the flavor of that in every other sentence, right? And if you think that you can remove that sentence from that paragraph and still have uh, a good paragraph, then that means it is not a topic sentence. Okay. But after removing that sentence, you feel like something has been missed out in that sentence, then it means that probably that was the topic sentence because it introduced the topic. Right. So this is another way of locating your topic sentence instead of looking at controlling idea and other things, right? All of this can also be applicable to it. The main idea is that there's a central theme, and all the sentences in a given paragraph, if they connect to that central theme, if it is relevant to that central theme, then they're all part of the paragraph, right? If there's even one thing that doesn't suit, then that can be pushed out. Obviously, that cannot be the topic sentence. So you can also use the system of elimination and check what is a topic sentence and not, right? Most of the cases, it is straightforward. It is easily understandable why something is the important sentence, and I mean the topic sentence, and the other is not. Okay. All right. Now, the next one you have here is basically, a passage that is taken off from, I think, I don't remember the name of the book, but it is something that is, I think it is from Stephen Hawking's book. So you can read through this one. And what does it say? Suggest a suitable topic sentence for the following paragraphs. That which means this one doesn't have any at the moment. So you're going to read through, and you're going to form one on your own, right? You try to formulate one sentence on your own, topic sentence. So we know that in the topic sentence, you should have two things. One is the topic itself. Second is the controlling idea, right? What is the controlling idea? You will understand after you read this passage. So based on that, construct a topic sentence. You can leave the sentence in the chat, write it in the chat. I'll read it there.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Please check if you're able to use the chat window.
No, ma'am.
No,
No, ma'am.
okay.
No.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so that requires change. Okay, it should be available now. Just check.
Yeah, it is okay
Okay.
now.
Okay. So what have you identified as the topic? And see, so one more thing is, like I told you, you can do it at a sentential level. That is when you are identifying the topic sentence. But when you have to create a topic sentence for something, then the first thing you would be doing is you go through that and see the word that is being oft repeated, right? Something that gets frequently repeated all through the other sentences. What is that here?
Ma'am, you are asking about the sentence, right?
No, I'm asking about the topic, not the sentence. Sentence you can leave in the chat, of course, but I'm just guiding you towards it. You know, how you do such things when you're given. Is it okay? The time. Okay. Let me check if time is what is being repeated.
Universe, that is, it's
Yes.
repeated.
Universe is definitely one thing, but let's see if time is also something that. Yes. So you can say that it's like a subtopic, but not exactly the main topic here. So universe goes, and then do you see that there's another word that keeps repeating here? It's the word no, right? K-N-O-W, no. It constantly keeps quizzing about it. So your topic sentence then can be in connection with universe, no, time. You know, time is a subtopic
Yes.
though, but you can still use that, right? These would be your keywords for making your topic sentence, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah, yes, Jafar. No, yes. No is also something that is being repeated. So, universe, no. And as someone mentioned, time. Time is a subtopic, like I said. You can try and see to connect it. It won't be wrong, but mostly universe and no. You can connect these two and get your topic sentence ready.
Yes, so the topic sentence will be then what do we know about the universe and how do we know it?
Yeah. So if you're placing this as a um, persuasive style argumentative essay, then yes. But if you have to write a say a paragraph as such, then if it is in a declarative form, right, without the question format, then what can you say? So say something like people have been um, working on understanding the universe from a long time, right? Or you could alternatively say there have been different propositions about the birth of universe and the end of universe by different people. Okay, or you can say the perceptions of the origin of the universe has changed over a period of time, right? All of this can go well as a topic sentence, right? We are just all we are doing is we connecting the word universe, no, and in the last two sentences maybe also time, right? But they're all giving you the same flavor. Is that not
Yes, ma'am.
right? So you can the one that you gave me, that is all right. Okay, it's a good way to start. But then if you look at this paragraph, don't you see there are already too many questions, right? So questions in the beginning of the paragraph looks okay if you are mostly trying to read it out to somebody, like say in the form of a speech, or you're going to talk to people, or if you're going to write an argumentative essay. Okay, so you're not wrong. So that is one method, positioning your topic sentence as a question to maintain argumentative style. But if you're doing it as a sentence, then some of the examples that I gave you should also work. It's just that all your keywords should be a part of the topic sentence. Okay. All right, so
Yes.
let's try with the next one. Okay, we'll do it with the next one. I think it would be yeah, this is a smaller one than the other one. Just go through. Both are connected topics, but there are different things being said. Just try to answer this one. Check for common, sorry, not common words, keywords, repeated words. First read it and then you can scan for the repeated word.
Cosmos, ma'am, the
Yeah,
word.
cosmos, correct. Cosmos is one thing that keeps repeating. What is cosmos? Is it different from universe?
And human development is a sub part of this paragraph.
Sorry, what is it? Human development.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Human development, or you can say human evolution, right?
Yes,
Development
ma'am.
is a
Yeah,
little different from.
evolution.
Evolution, it's an all-round development. Development would be just a simple word for it. So,
Yeah, ma'am.
evolution would include mental, physical, and technology-wise and everything. It will also include our discovery. So, yes, yeah, you're right. You can use evolution, development.
It is same, ma'am, cosmos and universe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, almost the same. Okay. So cosmos, human evolution, and anything else?
Discoveries.
Yeah, discoveries and unexpected discoveries about the cosmos. Hmm. So lost somewhere between immensity and eternity. This is also actually an indirect reference to cosmos only, right? So it's just presented in a different way. That's all. So cosmos is definitely one thing that repeats, and yet our in a cosmic perspective again, human concerns seem insignificant. Look at this one. Is our tiny planetary home insignificant? Hmm? Again, same flavored words. Yet our species is young. Okay, and curious and brave shows much promise. In the last, we have made the most astonishing, unexpected discoveries. Place within it. Explorations are that are exhilarating to consider. They remind us that humans have evolved to wonder, because to survival. I believe our future depends on how well we know that this cosmos in which we float. Okay.
Ma'am, survival.
Survival is prerequisite to survival. Um, Survival is not a main thing. It is just mentioned as a supporting sentence of a major sentence, right? A topic sentence. So you
Okay.
can take cosmos. You can also consider these words like tiny, insignificant, young, and all that, right? So it's basically hinting at the part that, our discovery of the cosmos, or our knowledge of the cosmos, is something that is evolutionary in nature, right? Over a period of time, we have found out a lot of things, but we are yet to find many things about it, right? So look at the sentence: lost somewhere between immensity and eternity is our tiny planetary home. So we consider ourselves just a part of this whole thing, which means, again, it refers to the part that we haven't discovered everything yet, right? It's only less of it. Although, like the other sentences, we have made unexpected discoveries and all that, still the explorations are exhilarating in nature. Whatever we have figured out itself is very tiresome to consider as a whole. Right. So one idea is that you present cosmos as this big thing that is still, to be discovered. A lot of it is discovered. The second part is that we have only made a little bit of discovery about it, and that we are very tiny as compared to the knowledge that we have gained about it. This is the overall flavor that we get. Look at this mote of dust. The last line, cosmos in which we float like a mote of dust in the morning sky. Right? Everywhere that idea is being repeated, that, we are just a small part of it. We have only we have only scratched the surface. We don't know anything. Don't you get these things? The phrases and the words that they use multiple times, it's giving you the same idea. This idea is what you have to catch. Okay, once you get this thing, then sentence making is not a big deal. If you know how to make a basic sentence, you can put the idea together using your own words, right? So can you come up with something? Like, think for a while and write any simple sentence. Don't look for, grand looking sentences. At this point, we don't need that. Based on what I just told you. Actually, basically just two ideas. Cosmos is big and still undiscovered, and we are very tiny. That's all.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? You can take a clue from the last line of the paragraph to form your topic sentence. I believe our future depends on how well we know this cosmos in which we float like a mote of dust in the morning sky.
Ma'am, like discoveries about the cosmos.
Discoveries about the, as in, like, if you tell me that in full sentence, what you're trying to say? See, you could, for beginners, start with a sentence like, cosmos is a largely undiscovered area for the human species, right? You can begin with a sentence like that. And then go on to lost somewhere between immensity and eternity is a tiny planetary home, right? The rest of the sentence will fit properly. So one sample sentence that you can use, a simple sentence to begin with, topic sentence to begin with, would be what I mentioned. Cosmos is a large, or you can find some word that is synonymous to large, that is yet to be fully discovered by the human. Or this is one sentence, or you say cosmos is cosmos is a largely undiscovered terrain, or not terrain, don't say terrain, undiscovered idea for the human species. This is second one. Something like this, very general, simple statements that take you forward to the rest of the sentences that's given.
And one
Right? Something of
sentence, and one
huh.
sentence is human discovered cosmos float like a mote of dust.
Yeah, that's the last sentence, right?
Yeah, but attach some word.
What is that? Humans discovered? Humans
Human discovered.
discovering. Okay, okay.
Human
But I'll tell you
discovered.
what, I get what you want to say, but try to not repeat phrases just like that. Okay, try to, so this mote of dust you're using now, change that to something else. Like
Yeah.
use a synonym that is similar to tiny, young, and what is the other thing? Mote of dust, right? So something that is similar in meaning to that, and write your sentence, it would be good. So when you're repeating, don't obviously repeat the phrases that are used. So try to find, these people have done the same thing. No, look at that. The first sentence, immensity and eternity, is actually an indirect reference to cosmos only. So instead of repeating cosmos, cosmos everywhere, they have peppered it with other words. Similarly, tiny, young, mote of dust, right? All of them are related. They have shades of similar shades of meaning. You can also do that. You can pick up the words from the paragraph, but you can, look for words that are similar so that you can avoid repetition in your writing. This is also important in writing, that you don't end up writing the same thing again and again. Right. Okay. Anybody else who wants to give a sentence to us? I've given already two of them.
And the
Let's keep it.
one thing is
Hmm.
discoveries depends on the younger discovery. The future discovery depends on the young age.
That can't become our topic sentence, because our topic sentence by default needs to have something about cosmos. And the word has to be there in that, in one form or the other. You can also try the question method, right? Yeah, I think it will work in this case. Say something as simple as, how much do we know about the cosmos that we inhabit? Right? That's also a good thing to do. Simple sentence, simple interrogative sentence, right? And then look at
Yes.
the rest of the paragraph, right? It very well fits. It's basically like an answer to the question that has been placed as the topic sentence. Okay. So try these different techniques, but I would suggest that just keep it very simple, since this is only a part of the paragraph that you've seen. It's not like you've read one full essay and then you're trying to form it. So whenever this is the case, you can try for just simple. And most of the times topic sentences are very simple sentences, like we have seen already. There are several reasons for water pollution due to chemical release. They look very simple. So we don't have to think too much. Once you have understood what the idea is, you can form very simple sentences. Make sure you have the topic and the controlling idea. What's the topic here? Cosmos. What's the controlling idea? What's the controlling idea? Yet to be fully discovered, right? This part is your controlling idea. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So you can put these ideas together in your own phrases, your own words, and make a topic sentence. This is how you do it. Okay. This is what the basic constructional level for paragraph development, or in other words, the topic sentences. So use this increasingly while you're writing, or even in cases where you're checking somebody's document for these things. Keep these things in mind. Okay, that helps you correct give good corrective feedback to somebody's writing as well. These are some of the things that you check while you read someone's work for readability and effective writing, etc. Okay. So we'll do more of this as and when time permits. So right now, this is more for me to introduce you to some of these things so that you understand how the, the principles of writing work. Okay. So it's almost 43 now. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show you the patterns of organization, which like I promised last time. So we'll just begin with it. I'll just take you through a few slides so that next week, we can finish off with these patterns and then start doing the actual writing part. Okay. So just give me a moment. I'll share that slide with you. Yeah, let's see this first. I'll do the unity cohesion in the next class, since that's a you know important topic. When the time comes, man will discover the okay. Someone has commented. आने पर शिव कुछ कर लेगा. Yeah, yes, Jafar, this is also good enough. Okay. Or rather, you can say man will discover the universe, or man will discover the cosmos entirely with time. Okay. So
Yeah, ma'am.
more like, okay, understood. More like समय के साथ, right? Than समय आने पर, right?
जी जी मैम.
All right. So look at this one. I think you can now see the screen, right? So patterns of organization, like I have mentioned, like you see on the screen, we divide it or classify it, let's say, into five divisions, right? So general to specific, specific to general, cause and effect, compare and contrast, in chronological order. This is how you usually do that. But let me tell you at the outset that the main two patterns of organization of a given paragraph are the first two, right? That is general to specific pattern of arrangement of sentences or idea in a paragraph. And the second one is specific to general. Everything else, right, whether it is cause and effect or compare and contrast or chronological or the other 10 additional patterns, which I'll discuss with you in the next class, all of them can be classified somewhere under the general to specific or specific to general, which means you can uh, take cause and effect and you can put it under a general to specific category of organization. You can take compare and contrast type of pattern and put it under the general to specific or specific to general pattern. So the major two groups are the first two, general to specific, specific to general. And I'll discuss with you these two things today. The rest of them we'll see as examples for their own purpose. But this is the one that you need to understand basically to understand what patterns of organization mean in a paragraph. Okay, this is what communicates that to us. So just go through this paragraph. This is the same paragraph which we had already seen in, I think, the class before the last week, right? This is on writing. Just read through this quickly. Don't have to spend too much time. Just read through. Okay. Are we done reading?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Shall I go to the next one? Next slide. Is there anyone still reading?
Ma'am, next slide.
Sorry? Next slide. Okay. All right. Okay. But let's do the slide first. Okay. Now read this one. Again, we have encountered this paragraph previously while we were discussing the positioning of the topic sentence, right? So read this thing again. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now, what did you see here? This, I think we've already discussed while we were discussing the positioning of the topic sentence, right? All we did with these two paragraphs was we just changed the order in which your topic sentence appears, right? For this one, it was placed in the beginning. So writing is a complex socio-cognitive process, so on and so forth. And for this one, the same thing in a different way has been said towards the end of the sentence, sorry, paragraph, right? You saw this already. Could you make this difference out while you were reading? Yes, no? Was this okay? Did not see it? Did you not see that, the writing part? This is basically both the paragraphs are about writing. The first one, it just declared it in the beginning that, so you're going to read about writing. And what about writing? The socio-cognitive processes involved in that. Now, this one, it mentions all that process and then at the end sums up saying that, okay, this is what you have read about. Okay. Basically, what we want to say is that writing is a complex socio-cognitive process. Okay, this much is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, the only thing you need to know is that the first one is what you call as a general to specific pattern. Why do you think that is so? Can you try and answer that for me before I tell you? How did this paragraph turn out, right? Did it move from a general piece of information to the details and specifics of it, or was it the other way around?
It moved from
From general.
to specific.
It is, yeah. So see, the first statement was a general statement, and then all the sentences that came forth were specific. They added details, right? Specificities to explain the statement, wasn't it so? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is
Yes.
called the general. This is called the general to specific. General and specific here refers to the details or the information that is presented in the paragraph. So a general piece of information is elaborated by adding details to it after it is mentioned, right? This form is called general to specific pattern. This is one form of arranging information in a given paragraph, right? Where you give the general statement and then go on adding details to make it to develop the paragraph, right? So this is how the information is arranged. Now you come to this example. What happens? The reverse, right? All the details are given. All the specifics are given, and the general statement is derived from the details that's mentioned. Do you see this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. This is called the specific to general pattern. So here again, specific and general refers to the order of arranging the information in the given paragraph, right? This is the basic. These are the two basic classifications that usually we use in professional writing to arrange information within a paragraph. Okay. Everything else, the one that we discussed, we did not discuss the one that you saw on the slide, contrast and compare and contrast, cause, effect, right? Chronological order. These three things that you see as the last one here, they can all be fit within either the general to specific form or the specific to general form. It depends. Okay. Except for maybe things like cause and effect. You in cause and effect relationships, usually you have to put the cause first and then the effect later. Right? Sometimes people reverse it also. They mention the effect and then describe the causes for it. Okay, that's also possible. So my plain point is everything else that you learn as patterns of organization can be easily fit within the first two, which is why they are considered the broader categorization, broader classifications of arrangement of information within a paragraph. Okay. So if you have understood what this means, now I'm going to show you where and how the general to specific pattern, or what are the areas of writing, what are the types of writing within professional writing where general to specific pattern is preferred. Okay, so look at this. Where and when to use them. So where can I use the general to specific pattern? Introductory paragraphs. Okay, introductory paragraphs, usually whether on their own or whether as a part of an essay, usually we use them as general to specific pattern. The information is arranged like that. Okay, because the general to specific pattern is easier for a layman to understand, right? Instead of, giving them all the details and then telling them, see, this is what I meant, the other way works better when you are presenting a new information to someone, right? So introductory paragraphs, background in a research paper. So if you're a researcher, okay, or if your work includes, has got something to do with research, then obviously you will have to set background before you start talking about your work, right? So backgrounds in a research paper, settings of a work that you have to present always has to be it's preferably in the general to specific pattern. Same reason, because you don't want your audience to be confused. You're at the outset telling them, see, this is what I'm going to talk about. Now I'm going to give the details about it. Okay. So that's the idea. That's the logic behind this. And remember, we have discussed this, that in professional writing, you always prefer that the purpose be told in the beginning, right? Details can wait, that you can add, but it is to avoid any sort of confusions. We always tell people that, you mention your purpose first. Tell people what they're going to read about first. So that's the idea being used here now, because these are very serious forms of professional writing, research papers and other things, which is why they usually go by a general to specific. Anything that is for more than, a particular number of audience. If it is for mass distribution, broadcast, then this is the pattern usually people use. Okay. Opening paragraphs for a discussion or analysis. Now, this is again writing. Discussion can refer to either oral discussion or a written discussion, but for both cases, analysis and discussions are going to use this pattern, again, for the same reason that there's no confusion among the people about what they are going to read about. Essays, okay, general, not reflective essays. Reflective essays are ones which we write about ourselves, our job or something. General essays about topics usually follow the format of general to specific arrangement. Mission, vision statements, right? We will be familiar with these. Almost all institutions and organizations have a vision, mission statement. Vision, mission statements will have to follow the general to specific format. Definitions that you see in textbooks have to follow the same pattern, general and then to the specific. Marketing analysis that you do, again, requires the same kind of arrangement. Make the general statement, then give the specifics. Reports of scientific investigations. Literature reviews. What's literature review? When you're, accumulating a bunch of work that has been written or done in an area, when you're making a compilation of all that, again, you introduce people that, okay, this is what the following literature will talk about, so and then give the details. Okay, that's how literature reviews work. Feature articles, in the magazines or newspaper, you see feature articles. What are feature articles? They're topics, they have very specific topics, right? They're not general form of writing, very specific. Topic could be anything. It could be science, technology, agriculture, or artificial intelligence, mobile technologies, etc. But it's a feature article. It's about just one thing about that in detail. So that is also going to take up the general to specific form of arrangement. Next are editorials. Editorials can be a little, maybe if the writer, depending on the topic you're writing on. If say you're writing about politics or something that is more social, in even social things these days people prefer the general to specific, but more flimsy topics in politics. And when I say politics, it's about opinion based piece. Okay, if you're writing say political economy, you're writing a piece in economics or something, then that is reviewing an economic policy or something of that sort, then this doesn't apply. If you're writing an opinion article somewhere, then maybe you can shift away from the general to specific. But otherwise, all of these are the places where you use the general to specific pattern. When you now next read these things, try to see if that is how it is arranged. Okay. Now I'll close with this. I'll just quickly talk to you about where and when can you use the specific to general. That is, give the details and then go to the derive a general statement out of that. First one, diagnostic reports. Diagnostic reports, all of us would have done blood work at some point of our lifetime, right? How does it look? Or maybe we have done, say, something like a scanning or MRI or ultrasound, something. How do those reports look? They usually give the findings and then make a conclusion and statement about it, right? Have you seen one? I'm sure you have seen it.
Yes, and is specific
Right?
to general.
Correct. Specific to general. So it gives you all the details. It gives you all the readings of, whatever imagery or anything that image that they have caught or the samples that they've tested. And then they make a final observation, right? Whether it's a radiologist or the lab technician, whoever it is there. So diagnostic reports usually use this pattern of arrangement. So specific to general. Then speeches or other persuasive articles. So now this is what I meant, like if you're writing an opinion piece or say you're making a speech to somebody, if you observe the speeches of especially, socio-political leaders, right? Either they are social reformers or they're activists or they're even political leaders. When they want to talk about a certain topic, they start giving you all kinds of details, right? Something happened here, then I was traveling, I saw this. They'll give you anecdotal things. They give you specific details of something. I saw a child who was doing something. I found the child was malnourished. They give you all these big details. And then at the end, they'll talk about what they were actually talking about, right? What was their main topic that they're addressing. Isn't that so? If you've heard speeches of people, they usually talk like that, right? They have a reason for talking that because they assume that the audience who has come to them may not be aware of these things. So they also consider it as their task that they should make them aware that, see, these things are going around. You might have not known, but these are the details of the things around. Now, what do these details mean? So and so. So that would be the general statement. Right. So observe speeches. If you have not already seen these things, see that this is how people do that. This is called persuasion. What is persuasion? You are trying to get people to your side, or you are trying to ask somebody or persuade somebody to take an action about something. If that is what your aim is, then this kind of arrangement in speech and writing works. Okay. Right. Then see, look at this. The B part actually explains this carefully. When there is a need to discover the nature of a problem and the possible solutions by carefully analyzing the details, you can use this specific to general form of arrangement. Second thing is when there is a need to persuade the reader, which is persuasion here means you want to, sort of force the person to take some action about it, right? Or you want to win them over to your side. That is what persuasion means. Then when there is uncertainty about, third thing is also important. When you actually don't know whether the audience is on your side or not, okay, or you're not aware of their attitude, you still don't know, you're not sure about where the audience stands, or what is their opinion when it comes to the point of discussion. If there's uncertainty and you're unsure about what that is, then also you can use this approach. So you're safe, right? You're only giving details and showing them that this is how I've concluded instead of making a statement in the beginning and then explain. Got this?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Okay. So it's already time for today. So I'll close this now. But next class, what we're going to do is we're going to be discussing all the sub-classifications of the general to specific and specific to general patterns. Okay. So that will close our discussion on what do you require to construct a paragraph with respect to its structure. Then we'll move on to the more language aspects of the writing, right? But that we'll do with the help of some samples in professional writing so that you can see it easily. Okay. All right. So we'll meet next week. Thank you for joining in. See you again.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. See you all.